Hello and welcome to Employee Life Consulting Edition. My name is Jason Buchanan and I've been involved with the platform since the very beginning. In this short video, I'm going to explain a few important things about how Employee Life works so you can decide how well it fits your needs. If you are already used to doing employee surveys with other survey platforms, you'll notice that some are designed for all survey scenarios. Customers, employees, students, the list is endless. The thing that makes Employee Life unique is that it was developed with employees in mind right from the very beginning. It exists to help company decision makers gather data and opinions only from employees, and therefore we created it with four major assumptions in mind. The first, employee details are already known, from a payroll system. Secondly, anonymous surveys should truly be anonymous. Thirdly, scale questions should always be displayed consistently, from left to right, negative to positive. And finally, comparing results of previous surveys is extremely important. We're going to take a look at each of these now. With most employee survey platforms, it's typical to want to analyze results by segments, like department, or location, or even by tenure. As a result, it is typical to ask these questions in the actual survey. The thing is, you already have this information, or your clients already have this information, most likely through their payroll system. Employee Life allows you to upload these details in advance of a survey, and this has a number of important advantages. Firstly, you don't have to ask these questions in the survey itself, which means you can keep the questionnaire shorter. Secondly, our own research indicates that sometimes people can select the incorrect option, which reduces the accuracy of the data. By uploading these details in advance, you can be confident that the data and results are 100% accurate. And finally, you don't have to manipulate the data in any spreadsheets afterwards. Everything is available instantly on our real-time results dashboard. We'll take a look at this shortly. The main reason people conduct employee surveys in the first place is to collect important information so that better decisions can be made. And so it's critical that employees provide their honest opinions. Some survey platforms don't really provide the ability to conduct surveys that are truly anonymous. And whilst this might not be a problem in some circumstances, it can be when either someone takes offence to the answers, say a manager, or employees don't feel confident providing their honest opinions in the first place. With Employee Life, survey responses are truly anonymous. It is actually impossible for anyone to dig into the data and see what a specific individual said. Employee Life also has a feature that blocks the display of results for groups of less than 5 people. It's worth noting that it's also possible to conduct a different type of survey that we call a form, which is for situations where anonymous surveys aren't required. The thing you need to know is that you can only analyze results by the groups included in the upload file. It's not possible to analyze results using the answers provided to a particular question. This will probably be available in the future, but just not right now. Scale type questions are very common in employee surveys and are particularly good for the purposes of measurement. They usually include a statement and the respondent is asked to rate that statement. Our experience tells us that when completing surveys, people also tend to make assumptions about how the survey is presented. For scale questions, most respondents assume that the negative answer is on the left and the positive answer is on the right. Employee Life aligns with this assumption at all times. In other words, the platform only works properly when scale questions are asked in this way. You can only use our comparisons dashboard properly if you ask scale questions consistently like this. If you ask reverse scale questions, the data on the dashboard will not be accurate. When it comes to employee surveys, it is extremely common to repeat the same survey over and over again. However, with most survey platforms, they don't let you easily compare the data of different surveys over time. Employee Life was designed to make it extremely easy to compare previous survey results, but to do this there are a few things we had to put in place. The first is due to the very nature of surveys. When using scale questions, it is almost impossible to know whether one's 4, for example, is the same as another person's 5. Everyone is slightly different when it comes to the way they answer. So rather than getting bogged down in the detail, Employee Life automatically codes scale questions into 3 simple bands: negative, neutral, and positive. This is why we had to assume all scale questions move from left to right. The ideal situation for a company is that over time, initiatives and actions move everyone into the positive zone for those things that are important to the business. The second thing we did was to create a simple index to view results. Regardless of the scale used, Employee Life codes all answers into an index from 0 to 100. We found that people intuitively understand a score out of 100. It is simply a representation of the results, but what you need to know is that it is not possible to display survey results in any other way other than this 100-point index. At least not for the moment anyway. With these parameters in place, we believe we have a product for you that is easy to use and delivers the instant results that you need. If you have any questions or would like to see a personal demonstration, simply get in touch. We'd be delighted to help.